Hi guys, again today again another video. So today we are going to talk about injury-free life, how to lead a life without any injury. So definitely once you get an injury, it is very difficult to become a normal. So you should always take care of yourself no matter what. So injuries can be age-related injuries where you are going around 45, 50, 60. Your bone minerals start going off. Your bones are not strong like before, and you start developing problems like arthritis. You start developing problems like knee problems. You have severe knee pains. You don't get sleeping disorders, or family history like diabetes, sugar, BP, thyroid. All these things start growing as your age progress. So I will tell you the measures how to control them. And second thing, very young people who are age of 7 to 15 years, 16 years, kind of adolescent age, they don't know what to exactly mean by pain and how to overcome the pain. So in general, there are pain which is categorized into three categories. One is normal pain, second is moderate pain, and third is highest level, that is above moderate level. So a risk level of pain, I would say. So what is a ordinary pain, moderate pain, and risk level pain? So ordinary pain is like a ball came and hit you, and you get a small minor pain where you simply rub and rest for 1-2 days, it will become normal. Little bit above normal pain is moderate pain, where you go and you are climbing steps, suddenly your leg get slip and you kind of injured your leg. You go for a doctor and they do a scanning and they tell you it's a very small tear in your muscle or any of tissues, and that is just above that normal pain. It could be by while playing you fell down from a cycle, or you have an injury while playing basketball, football, anything like that. And once you take a rest and you take some medicines, it will get better, there is no doubt. And third one is very risk pain. The risk pain is something which I always believe that it is very difficult to come out of it. You have to have 100% dedication to come out of this pain. Otherwise, it's not an easy thing ever to come out, and your life becomes miserable. Miserable means miserable. So we should be very careful. This risk level pain is something which is injurious to your life. What is risk level pain? So same thing. You were climbing steps and suddenly you fell down, and you go to doctor, and doctor suggests you take a X-ray. In the X-ray, it is clear that your bone is broken, fractured, or your tissues have gone one out per other. You met with a severe car accident. You hit your head to the steering, and you have severe head injuries. Your blood is blocked inside the brain, or you are driving bike, you hit an accident, and you have severe disc slip. Your disc is not getting proper, and you go to doctor, and doctor says you take X-rays, ultrasound, and it is confirmed case that you have a disc slip, your disc break, your brain is blocked with the blood, or you have a severe fracture. And some fractures, particularly in socket and joint, they never join. Like in a straight bone, once it's broken, if you keep it back and take care of it, that tissues will form on the bone and it becomes normal bone. But when it's a ball and socket means where you are turning your wrist, or you're turning your leg, you're turning some parts of your body, that is ball and socket. If that injury happens, it will never get fit unless you don't go to a surgery. So the most important factor you have to understand here is how you can overcome these three pains. So the basic acronym for pain is rise, rest, ice, elevate. Right. So once you do this rise method, so you will supposed to get a lot of free. There is no doubt about it. It's an international acronym for pain, so you should take care of pain. Not acronym meaning pain for acronym. It is rise, RICE, rise. Right. So when you do this, all the sports people also, when they play games, they have injury. They also do this method. You might have seen they come and they spray kind of pain relief. We call them, a lot of names with it. So once you spray it, the pain just goes. The part becomes chill, and some steroids go inside and releases a tissue, muscle, and that's become free. So the logic here is the same thing. So until unless you don't understand this, it's very difficult to come out of pain. So I would just tell you a simple, formula for people who are 16 to 45, or they are not getting into old age, and they get into the same kind of pain, and they have to work, they have to take care of their family. How do they cope up? So it is very important that don't do any miserable thing which you don't know. So if you have knee problem, you buy a treadmill, start running, or you start doing exercise, you will not recover. So you should have that understanding that until this pain doesn't go, it doesn't go totally, you cannot do any rigorous activity. So every activity you can do is by sitting in a chair, right? I just take a proper chair, sit down, and you can see